Hi, I'm Bob Hartig of stormhorn.com, and I'm here to talk to you tonight about circular breathing. Circular breathing is a means of sustaining a tone while at the same time taking a breath so that you don't have to interrupt a musical passage, an idea, something like that, in order to keep the air coming. In circular breathing, what you do essentially is you develop a reservoir of air very quickly in your cheeks and then close off the back of your throat and shift the air support from your lungs, from your diaphragm, to your cheeks, while very quickly taking a deep breath of air and replenishing the supply in your lungs. Then you open your throat back up again and once again shift the air support to the air that's coming out of your diaphragm. It all happens very, very quickly. It's some people have used it as in a sort of a showy way, but it's actually a very useful tool, and it's not hard to learn. The principle is very simple. It's similar to that of a bagpipe bellows. In a bagpipe bellows, you've got your keeping building an air reservoir in the bags, and then moving the air out of the bags into the pipes, and it's somewhat similar to what you're doing with circular breathing. You're temporarily shifting the support from one place to another and then back again, from your primary support in your diaphragm to your cheeks and then back again. In my blog, stormhorn.com, I have a written article on how to do circular breathing. It takes you through a 3-step process. I'm not going to worry about how many steps I take you through right here. I'm just going to give you the blow-by-blow sort of extemporaneously. But I would encourage you to go to that article at www.stormhorn.com. Do a search for circular breathing, and you'll find the article on there, and I think that will fill in any gaps that I might miss here while I'm doing this video here. It's very mosquito-y out here right now, so if you see me swatting a little bit, it's because I'm getting bitten. These things are as big as miniature blimps, and they're setting up fracking operations on my skin. But I'll survive long enough to tell you how it's done here. The first thing you want to do, and this is going to look a little bit weird in the video, I'm sure, but you're going to just simply puff your cheeks out. Get in touch with puffing with what happens in the back of your throat. You're going to puff your cheeks out while continuing to breathe through your nose. In order to do that, you will have to close off the back of your throat. So I'm not going to be able to show you that I'm breathing through my nose, but just know that I am, and here's basically your first step is just this. I think you can do that, and but like I said, I'm not just puffing my cheeks out, I'm also breathing through my nose as I do that. Now, the next step, once you've mastered that, which will probably take you about half a second, the next step is to push air out, contract your cheeks and actually breathe out of your mouth while continuing to breathe in through your nose, thusly. What I'm doing is, well, I think you can see what I'm doing, and once again, you may not be able to see it on the video, but I am breathing in through my nose. But what I'm doing is periodically closing off the back of my throat once I start running out of air in my lungs. Then I shift the support to my cheeks and just long enough, close off my throat just long enough to breathe in through my nose, and then open my throat back up again. All the while, I'm just continuing to keep a steady stream of air coming out of my mouth. So once again, I'm doing it like this. I'm sure that looks odd as all get out. That's really the principle of circular breathing right there. Basically just building a reservoir of air in your cheeks in a moment when you need to breathe in. When you feel yourself running out of air in your lungs, you quickly build up an air reservoir in your cheeks, and then in other words, allow your cheeks to expand, and then close off the back of your throat and support your tone by contracting your cheeks while you breathe in rapidly through your nose. Once you've replenished your lungs, then you once again open your throat and shift the air back to your diaphragm again. And you can do that indefinitely, and it's a pretty handy tool to have. When you the next step, once you've gotten just this basic operation of just doing this bit of that kind of thing, is to actually apply it to your instrument. Now, I'm a saxophonist. It can certainly be used with other instruments, trumpet, trombone, clarinet, what have you. You can do it. It takes practice. For a saxophonist, I would recommend that you start with a soprano saxophone, because it's a smaller instrument. It doesn't, depending upon your setup, if you have just a regular sane mouthpiece reed setup on your instrument, it will probably require less of an air supply and will be easier to start with. But you know, however you get started, just start at it and work at it. You'll notice that when you do a sustained tone, that you get a waver. That's just natural. But the more that you work at it, the more you practice it, the more smooth you'll be able to make that shift from diaphragmatic breathing to your cheeks and then to your oral cavity and then back again. And here's what it sounds like just doing a sustained tone. Okay, now the nice thing about it is that you can play a melody, you can play lines indefinitely when you're doing this, and frankly it's probably better that you do, because circular breathing is less noticeable. That shift between your diaphragm and your cheeks is less noticeable when you're playing some sort of a line, thusly. Okay, so there you have it. That's circular breathing, and once again, there are probably things that I missed in this video tutorial that you do well to go to my blog and do a search on circular breathing. So go to www.stormhorn.com and do a search on circular breathing, and I guess that's about it. I wish you the best at it. Practice hard and have fun.